We are live. Hello and welcome to Be Here Now, where presence invites perspective and allows peace. We are live on newstreamingnetwork.com, WGSN-DB, Going Solo Network, radio, TV, and podcast. Today's topic, feeling numb? You're not alone. I am your co-host, Judy Forder, and I am here with my co-host in peace, Miss
Janice Leonard. Hey, everybody. Thanks so much for being here and trying to be here now with us. This is Judy. We do this every week. Our purpose is to share our stories, share our journeys and tools that help us to be as happy, peaceful, and full of love and be able to give love as we can. So we appreciate you joining us, and I hope you enjoy it. I love today's topic. That's my go-to.
Mm-hmm.
So we are part of a 501c3, and that means your donations are tax deductible. You can go ahead to our website, which is peacefulempowermentworks.org. And not only do you get to see the tab with all the shows you can rewatch or watch, you also have a donation button on the top and on the bottom. So your donations are tax deductible. Or just press like, share, subscribe. Anything, your support is appreciated.
Amen. Hey, Janice, would you like to tell them what month it is?
Yes. When we were choosing topics for this week, we had 2 weeks where we didn't have a guest. And I said, May is Mental Health Awareness Month. And, life's journey, everyone's journey has dark sides. And I know I've had a few myself and got pretty dark. And I really believe in this month because, it was a day where you never talked about your mental health. It didn't matter. It didn't matter. And then you didn't talk about it. And then it was a taboo. But, it's not anymore. It shouldn't be. We should be able to talk about that we struggles and we see therapists and we watch podcasts. There's nothing wrong. That's our journey. I think our level of being is a little higher now than it was in the years past. I know my level of being is certainly higher, and I've grown a lot. And there's nothing wrong. People, mental health could be everything from being anxious to schizophrenia. When you talk about mental health, it's not everyone with schizophrenia or bipolar. It's not these extreme things. It's also less extreme. That's still problematic. And, I'm sure we all in our lives have had mental health issues. Mm-hmm. And that's what we want to talk about next couple shows.
Excellent. Would you like to share with them about your sweatshirt?
Oh, yes. Last year when was it a year before? Oh my gosh. I got a bunch of mental health awareness things. And this one is stay. And it says, you can see it, your story is not over. So, because the extreme side of this is people who do get or have been, or some have been suicidal. And it can be dark for people at certain times. So I just like to boost any chance I get the fact that we're not alone. That's why I say that at the end of every show, because there's so many tied to the darkness is often this feeling isolated, alone, and so that's what I like about this. This is my mental health awareness, my mental health awareness month, hour for all of us, and I hope you enjoy it and get something out of it too.
Outstanding. Thank you so much. Would you like to ring us in?
Oh, yeah.
All right, everybody take a deep breath in through your nose. Whew. All right. That was lovely. I don't know about you, Janice, but I'm seeing more and more about frequency and vibration being the healing of the future. When you and I know it was the healing of the past as well. That's right. My grandmother used to say everything old will be new again. So
yeah. Just a different level of awareness and understanding of it, I guess.
I agree. All right, our topic, feeling numb, you're not alone, with Judy and Janice.
Yes.
I loved this little meme. For those of you that are just listening to the podcast, it looks like two little kids to me, one holding a lantern, dark starry sky, and it says, "The more of us who walk the path together, the lighter it becomes." And I felt like, Janice, that just sums up why we come here every week and do what we do.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And as I was preparing for the show, and Janice and I were talking in the pregame, we've done a couple different shows about feeling numb, but this one felt different to me. Approaching it felt a little different. And Janice sent me something about Mental Health Awareness Month that I checked out because she said she really loved the information that was in it. So this is a wrap up of what came through as I read the information, and just some bullet points and tools that we can use moving forward. But the song, Janice, kept going through my head.
I bet it did.
So making your way in the world today takes everything you've got.
You know, I'm singing it in my head, but I can't remember where it comes from. It comes from a show. Making your way in this world takes everything you got.
Yep.
What? Yeah.
Yep.
It's a show.
It's from Cheers.
Oh, of course.
Which made me laugh at itself, because this is the age that we grew up in. As kids, I was watching Cheers, where you want to get away from all your worries, go to the bar, drink with friends.
Right. That's right. You're not alone. Come to the bar.
Exactly. We'll get numb together.
Norman!
Exactly. So that's why this kept running through my head. And that's, if you're old enough to know the song that these lyrics come from, then we can imagine you have experienced being numb as well.
Yeah.
And if you aren't familiar with the song, you can still relate with the words.
Yeah.
When you're giving all you've got, life can leave you feeling so overwhelmed that you feel frozen, disconnected, and or invisible. If this has happened to you, or if it's where you're at right now, you are not broken. You are human. And that's another thing, Janice and I, when we talked about doing this show, it was so important to us that we show up true and authentic to the best of our ability. And we were talking in the pre-show again, I call it the blue shows. If you go back to season 2, where our thumbnails are blue, the Janice and Judy that you see then are pretty different than the Janice and Judy you see today. Because I know, for one, I struggled still with being me, because I'm goofy. I'm deep, I'm goofy, I'm silly. There's a song for everything. And, 2 seasons ago, it was like, you can't let people see that. They won't take you seriously. Now I'm like, whatever.
That's awesome. I mean, there's so many things. Like what I think about now, and I think we'll end up talking about, is about my journey on dealing with my being numb. It's a whole different one today. I feel like we talk about this a lot because that's one of my issues. But what came to me today is it's different. I mean, today, my inspiration, I don't know if it's okay to start now,
Sure.
but my inspiration was I'm having an issue with my feeling confused about my relationship with my brother. Now, my brother, I'm 62 years old. My brother was like my hero. He's the one when I was growing up that I remember coming in and first grade. We went to St. Patrick's School, and I was in first grade. He's 5 years older than me, so he was in 6th. So we entered the front of the school. He entered the back. There was a bat on the school. I was so scared to go in that school, and I went behind the back of the school, and I told my brother, and he came up and he held my hand and walked into school with me.
Oh,
So, I've got so many stories like that of what he's done for me. Right to one time, my parents, my father and stepmother would fight so bad, and they were fighting one night, and it just happens I was the only one ever home because my brother went down to the pastor's house down the street, and he was helping him, and my stepsister, who was also of age to be home, was out partying, and I sat there and had to listen to them fight every night at the dinner table. And this one night they talked about, I want to get a divorce. Well, what do we do? Get a divorce? And, even though it was not the healthiest home and lovingest home, that was horrible to me because she's the only mother I knew.
Uh-huh.
And so I left the house, went down the street to my brother crying, oh, they're fighting. And he takes my hand. We walk up that hill, go in the house. He's holding my hand. He says, you have to stop fighting. My little sister is scared.
Oh, wow.
So those are only two of my brother's stories.
Uh-huh.
And the thing is he like in my head, is my protector, the one who gave me unconditional love. Even when he didn't get me, because my family was, you don't do feelings.
Mm-hmm.
I did feelings, and I felt like such an outcast. And one day I even tried to explain it to him. And it took quite a while, but I think he started to get it. And I could be my closest to myself with him. And I held on to that. It wasn't till recently. Well, one thing is, a few years ago, it dawned on me that my sister-in-law didn't like me. I'm 62, so we're talking maybe 5 years ago. It's never. I mean, they were going out. My brother and her were going out since he was a junior in high school.
Oh, wow.
So I mean, she's been in my life. So he was a junior. I was 5 years younger. So she's been in my life as a sister-in-law most of my life. And we didn't always get along. And I thought she was extremely competitive. I didn't like playing cards with her, and felt she was a little not my style necessarily. But she was my sister-in-law. I never really thought much of it.
Uh-huh.
And every year at Christmas time, I get kind of like gifts, which were like, okay, like a pumpkin hat, because she's very crafty, makes beautiful things. She makes beautiful baskets. My sister gets these beautiful baskets and stuff. And I got like this felt pumpkin hat, orange and brown. And I remember all the time I felt, I don't think I don't think she likes me, but we could never say anything like that in my family. No,
Right.
Everything's fine. Everything's good. Can't say anything. And so I would feel this way and, was told not to. And then just 5 years ago, we were visiting because they're out west. We were visiting and we went hiking. And I was like, said to my brother, Kim doesn't like me, does she? Just something she did. And it was just like, she doesn't like me. And he's like, well, I like you. I'm like, oh my God. And it just floored me.
Mm-hmm.
That I had this story that I could make was numb, right? Because you're not supposed to feel, you're not supposed to think. Went through my whole life like that, thinking, nothing of it. Well, of course not. When I felt it, but then I minimized it and I said I was wrong. And, I was told by my family, oh, no. And I faced it. And that was just a few years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And that same thing happened with my step family, where I just thought I had to give to them because it's something that happened when I was young. One Christmas, my stepmother lectured me on how I could get presents from my friends, but I didn't get presents from my nieces, my step nieces.
Mm-hmm.
And it dawned on me then I had to be the giver.
Right.
That was what I had to do. And I think I held on to that, just like my conflict with my step family in my head, which I just learned last year, was I had to give and to be a certain way in order to be okay.
Mm-hmm.
And now my brother, and this is all in the last just couple years, I have my brother. He is my protector. He's the one who unconditionally loves me, or I thought. And I held on to that. And now he went through a terrible year last year. And I was like, oh my gosh, I got to fix it. I got to take care of him. And, he's out west. I'm not there. He's got kids who are helping him. And I'm like, I'm not like the most important thing to him. It was blow my mind that I don't think I have the relationship with him that I thought I had with him.
Right.
And I'm 62 friggin' years old. And now my nephew's getting a promotion in the military, and they were going down, and I really wanted to go because I missed his wedding and I felt bad about it. And I said to my brother, oh yeah, I think I'd like to go down for the ceremony.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't say anything again. And then recently we talked to him about it, and he was like, oh no, you're not gonna like it there. It's too much chaos, and her family is all gonna be there, and they're all crazy. And I'm like, I got off the phone. I said, am I too white trash for them? The stories, right?
Uh-huh.
because they're wealthy. I think this my perception is that they're wealthy, much fancier people than I am.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, he's embarrassed about me. I don't get it. I asked him later because I was getting into a real bad place about it. So I said,
Good.
I found out because on the last holiday, my sister came. What was it? Easter. She's going. And I'm like, you're going? Matthew discouraged me from going. I mean, he didn't say no, but he said no. I mean, my family, just saying that means no.
Right.
And I was really, so I talked to him because I didn't like, I was like going a little too dark on that. And I
Okay.
said, this thing, am I not going? So what's with that? You don't think I'm fancy enough or?
Mm-hmm.
He says, no, well, no, you like to isolate and be off on your own and not, it's going to be too much. And and I'm like, okay. I just ended it there because we don't go any further than that. I thought it was a big deal that I did that.
It is a big deal.
Yeah.
Huge. Really well
It,
done.
now, see about it after, I said, well, it's true, because I know the last time I was with him, we were for a funeral. But I did after he got home and that I just went off my bedroom by myself. It's a lot. And I did have a head injury not too many years ago. I do have a hard time with a lot of stimuli.
Okay.
I don't think he gets that though. I don't think he knows that. I don't think he meant that. It's true because of that, but I don't think that's what he meant. But he does know I need to do that. So I just said, okay, let's just take it for what it's worth. Let go.
Mm-hmm.
My sister calls me up last week. She says, we'll leave. I just want you to know we're leaving Wednesday, and I'll be back the next Tuesday. And that's it. I'm not going to be going anyplace without you from now on. I'm like, what?
Oh, wow.
And I was like, so is there more to this? Because I had also said to my sister, well, maybe this is about Kim. She doesn't like me. So maybe that's what's going on. She doesn't want me down there, because it's too, I don't know. So anyways, I don't know how to, that's where I am today is I just don't know how to feel about all of this. I do know I have to change because I've been numb. I've been following this story. This has been my story for my brother
Mm-hmm.
my whole life. And it served a great purpose. It's helped me through so many times. And now the story, it's not reality. At least today, it's not reality. Although I know if I called him up, said I needed anything, he'd be there for me, and he checks in on me when he knows I'm having a hard time. But it's not. He's not like I'm not his everything.
Right.
And
Mm-hmm.
is he really my everything? I suppose he's not. He lives out west. I don't see him. But that story. Does he need to be? I thought he did. Yes, but that's so the whole numb thing, I think, is a lot of it comes from just childhood.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be one of the things you said earlier is be seen, not heard. Oh, don't be seen, not even be seen, be invisible. And you grow up that way. And when you ever try to say feelings, and was the feeling kid, it was like, no. And it had to quiet. And
Yeah.
so you have to become numb. And you go through life. And if I had this story, my brother was my savior, my hero. That was my story, and it was great. But here I need to. Part of my being less numb or looking at things more is, I don't know, because look at how this is hurting me.
Mm-hmm.
So there's more to this that has to happen. It's the story's got to go. I think it served a purpose for so many years.
Mm-hmm.
But if they move back, they might move back. She's not going to want to spend time with me, and they never did. When they come back, they never come to my house or anything. So I know that. So it's not going to be different. It's not like, I'll get my brother back, which I used to think. Who knows? It's just so hard. I don't know. So the numb thing includes that, and that's part of it. And I can't believe that these stories are just coming to reality just recently.
Yes. And before we go to commercial break, I cannot go to commercial break without saying, Janice, you are sitting here, you are sharing your story with everyone watching, and you are allowing yourself to feel it.
Mm.
You are allowing yourself to feel it. So are you numb? You're not. You're sitting in that uncomfortable space and allowing yourself to really look at what is true now. He was your hero. And in some point throughout your life growing up and his life growing up, that changed. You just didn't recognize it because you weren't in a space where you could. He was that safety that you held on to for so long because you didn't find that safety within yourself. All the work you've been doing since I've met you has been getting you to this place where you feel safe enough within yourself that you can start looking at these things. Like I said, the first day I met you, you said, not the first day, because you didn't say much at all our first class. But when you finally said, I'm not lovable, you are not that same person that I met how many years ago sitting here with us now. And that's why you're able to look at these stories. That's why you've been able to sit in this uncomfortable space now and deal with what's coming up. You were a child that was told your feelings weren't to be shared. Stop feeling them. And you are also one that wanted to make others happy. So what did you do? You shut them down.
I wasn't safe growing up.
No.
And I needed that.
And now you've created this life and this space for yourself where it is safe. And here you are, sharing it with anyone who's called to watch us. And I, for one, would like to thank you. And with that, I believe we will take a brief commercial break and we'll be right back.
Thanks.
Hello and welcome to Be Here Now, where presence invites perspective and allows peace. It's so funny. I was thinking during the commercial break, that song is so jazzy that no matter how deep we get prior to the commercial break, it brings a little boost to me.
It does, me too. And I said last week I'm going to have to make up words to the song. I haven't done that yet.
All right. So if you're just joining us, our topic is feeling numb. You are not alone. Before the break, Janice was talking about how the truth of some of the stories she has told herself about her brother, that's coming up for her to sit in and deal with, and she's doing a beautiful job, and how numb looks different to her now than it did in the past. So yeah, I think this is a perfect transition for what we're talking about. If we could go to that next slide. The meme, you've mastered survival mode. Now it's time to live. And what we, when I first saw that, I don't know, 5 or 6 years ago, it was like, yes, it's time to live and everything's going to be great. No, what that meant was you're going to start dealing with truth and you're going to learn how to, the big trend is regulate your emotions. You're going to learn to feel. Yeah. Whereas we grew up in a world where we weren't encouraged to feel.
That's right.
And that's when the living really starts, because if you're willing to feel the hard, gooey emotions, that opens you up to feel the joy as well, the happiness as well. Because when you go numb, you don't only numb out the bad stuff, you numb out the good stuff too.
Yeah.
So this is where we are. And we were talking about the song lyrics. Making your way in the world today takes everything you got. And this slide is taking a break from all your worries. Sure would help a lot.
That's right.
When the problems around us and within us feel too big for our minds to handle all at once, going numb may be the only way to make it through. That's not broken. That's doing whatever it takes to survive. And that's what Janice and I were talking in the pregame about. I don't know the Gen X, Gen Y, baby boomers. I don't really pay attention to all that. But all this Gen X stuff has been brought to my awareness recently. So when sitting down to prep for the show, there was very different feelings about numbness today as opposed to the shows we've talked about in the past. And I mean, we live in a lifetime. Janice and I are around the age where we used rotary phones. And now we can talk into our watches. You know, we were able to go out and be places, and our parents had no freaking clue where we were. Literally had no idea, because they couldn't track us through a phone.
I don't think we ever told them. I don't think, like, when I took off on my bike, go swimming, I don't think I told them.
No, you know, it was, hey, the sun's out, you're out, go.
Yep.
You know, I grew up where I had a stay-at-home mom for a while, and then because of financial demands, she had to go to work. So I was like that transitional phase, and we totally lived in the fuck around and find out era.
Yep.
You don't believe what I'm saying? Well, your ass won't forget after I beat it.
Yep.
And Janice definitely touched on, you know, it's the be seen, not heard. And anytime we can not see you, that's a good time too.
I remember sitting in corners. Like, we'd go out and, like, Christmas Day, we'd visit my stepmother's family, and especially there, you know, of course, you get the extra twist of all that. But I just sit in the corner.
Yeah.
Just sit. Time to go yet?
Yeah. And just, I feel like we grew up surrounded by the fear message so much that we didn't even realize it was the fear message. I went to a high school that still had blackout curtains from the war. Yeah. And
Wow.
you know, we were get under your desk in case we're under, you know, we're ever under attack. We had those drills.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, that was for nuclear war.
Exactly.
Go under your desk.
Under your desk, like that's gonna save something.
Yep. And I remember still seeing the fallout shelters near where I lived.
Oh.
They had this black and white, you know, circle with black and white things all through it. Fallout shelter.
Yes. Milk cartons. Milk cartons. When they had missing kids on milk cartons, you saw it every morning when you ate your morning breakfast.
Yeah. That's right. They don't do that anymore.
I don't know that they have milk cartons anymore. No.
We had a milkman who delivered milk in glass milk jars on our porch every few days.
So yeah,
Oh, thank you, Robin. Robin Forday sent us a message. I see and hear you, Janice. You're beautiful. Oh, they're Robin.
Yeah, you are. Thank you, Robin. Yeah. So we've really been alive to see a lot of different things. And when we can look back at it now, it really is, we grew up at a time for whatever reason. We don't even have to dig through the reasons. The reality is, you know, we were the latchkey kids. We were drinking out of garden hoses. We were basically feral. We raised ourselves for, you know, yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Emotions for trumps. Shut up, sit down.
I'm actually the end of the baby boomers, so I'm a baby boomer, and so I still had a parent at home, which wasn't good, because if you don't have a healthy parent at home,
exactly, that's a whole different angle.
Yeah, my dad fought in World War II. He went through the Depression, so you grew up with a little different twist. That's all.
Yeah, and
that's the same thing.
The excellent point about the mental health of the mother staying home. You know, back in the day, diet pills were speed.
Yeah.
And, you know, they had that pressure that started on them with big marketing campaigns back in the 50s and 60s about how the woman has to be everything. She has to be perfect. And so we're dealing with women of that generation home, feeling terrible about themselves, never feeling like they're enough. So they're angry. They haven't been encouraged to express their emotions either. So, you know, we were a product of that, all of their wounds and trauma as well. So, It's not like we're looking back and trying to point out blame. There is no blame. It's just the way it was.
Yeah.
And we're waking up to the point where we want something different. And Jen always talks about how swinging of the pendulum. We went from
It's true.
your emotions don't matter to now we have kids where we're asking them their feelings. I told Janice, I was never asked how I felt about things. How did you feel about that? But I asked Maddie that all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes I look at this generation and I think they're so hype. No, I can't think of the word, but it means they think they got everything. They think they're that, and that's how we raised them.
Yeah,
And
we did.
until I was this years old, I didn't get. I raised them because I was trying not to raise them the way I was growing up. So I look at them, I think, what do we do with this generation? They don't want to work. They don't know what, and they
Yep.
expect so much. And I'm like, oh, this is why, because we were trying to fix the way we were rose up.
We took it to the extreme. Yeah, it was funny. I've been introduced to this Gen X Unfiltered guy. He's freaking hilarious. Older gentleman talks about Gen X. And he was saying, the kids growing up today couldn't find their asshole with a flashlight and a map. And I thought, oh my God, I've heard my brother say that. So again, you're not alone.
Yeah, it's true.
If these are the things you're feeling, you are definitely not alone.
Yeah.
So, and numbing out looks different for everybody. Some people sit and zone out. Some people fall victim of addiction. And addiction can be everything from addiction to social media, addiction to porn, drugs, alcohol, food, whatever it is that helps. I'm seeing round the edges so that things aren't so damn sharp and don't hurt so damn bad. So this next slide is exactly what we do every week. Studying yourself is one of the most life-changing decisions you can make. When you learn why you react the way you do, what you're protecting, what you're repeating, you stop living on autopilot. Self-awareness becomes freedom. So though Janice and I make a choice to deal with and feel the feels. Do we still have periods where we got to take the edges off? Absolutely. Absolutely. But it's very different from turning a blind eye. We know it's there. We're going to pick it up and chew on it. Maybe not today, but tomorrow.
And the difference is I'm not spiraling into darkness.
Mm-mm.
Like with this thing that what's happening is in the past, that's all that I've done. And see, I'm worthless. I'm not lovable.
Yep.
Something's wrong with me. I would have totally spiraled down that hole.
That's why it was so beautiful that you talked to your brother about it. That's huge because that is a change in the pattern. We've talked a lot about creating new patterns. That's a new pattern. You took it head on. And that's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. So, in the information Janice sent me, these are some of the things you can do when you're feeling numb. Ask yourself what emotions you're currently feeling. Like Janice likes to say, what are the facts? What am I feeling right now? State 3 things that are on your mind. So, what's spinning in there? Janice was able to identify the fact that she was starting to spin an old story. Bring yourself to the present moment. Be here now. And one of the tools you can use, I always like to do this if I start to feel a little panicky about something, is like, feel your butt in your seat. Feel your feet on the ground. Name 3 things that you can see, 2 things that you can touch, 1 thing you can hear, and 1 thing you can smell. Now, it's funny. If I'm pretty wound up, I can't remember all of those things. Yeah. So I start looking around for things that I can name. That's the first thing. And then once I get that, I'm like, okay, what are some things I'm touching? I don't really worry so much about the numbers. I just bring myself present to my environment. So whatever clicks for you. Box breathing. We as humans tend to shallow breathe. And the more oxygen we can get to our brain, the clearer we can be. So box breathing is just 4 seconds in, hold for 4 seconds, exhale for 4 seconds, hold for 4 seconds again. So let's take a couple of those. Everybody take a deep breath in through your nose. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. And hold again. 2, 3, 4. So you do a couple of those. And the next thing you know, the static doesn't sound so loud in your head. You're feeling present in your body. And if you put your hand on your heart as you're breathing, you put your hands on your heart, that helps, as I like to say, bring you back into your body and present. If you can, take a walk. Inside, walk around the room, walk around the house, outside. Get your booty out in nature. Think about something intentionally that brings you joy. It could be eating your favorite snack, listening to a favorite song, watching a video that makes you laugh. Laughter is one of the fastest ways to raise your vibration. Connect with people. Send a text to somebody. My goodness, dare to call and speak to someone on the phone. Or go out and have a personal interaction. If you're feeling, because I can hear, especially Jen, if I'm feeling overwhelmed, the last thing I want to do is go out and be amongst people. So if you do all these other things prior to and get yourself back in your body, it can be something as you all have heard, I'm doing Coloring for Connection, sitting someplace in a coffee shop and just smiling at someone that walks by, saying good morning, good afternoon. It doesn't have to be a full-blown conversation where you're pouring out your heart. It's just making that human to human connection can be very helpful. And ground yourself. Feet in the grass. Put your back against the tree. Get out in nature. More and more evidence is coming out about us being electromagnetic people. And being out in nature is a really give and take of, I like to say, giving the heaviness to Mother Earth. And then she shares her light with me. That's just something that I think about. And, you know, when you're overwhelmed, hearing all of this can be overwhelming as well. So take it small steps. Small steps. You know, small steps create big change. If we're taking big leaps, that can be overwhelming. You know, a lot of my pattern before in the past was quit things cold turkey, go balls to the wall, and within 4 weeks, I'm burnt out. And I go right back to the old pattern. That was the way I existed for many, 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 many years. And then, of course, every time that 4-week wall hit and I went back to the old pattern, I would beat myself up endlessly. See, I am not enough. I am not worthy. I am not this. It just fed that belief over and over and over again. Yep. That was the story. And this is
self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yep. And this is where we are with Janice. Now we look at those stories. When we feel those feelings, we start to ask ourselves, is this a story we want to continue believing? What the hell is the story? And do I want to start a new one? So when you're numb, big changes, like we said, can add to the overwhelm and feel completely out of reach. Take small steps. It's a powerful reminder that you are safe to move forward now. So please remember, give yourself grace. Focus on what you can control. Make peace your priority. And allow yourself the space to practice, practice, practice. These stories weren't built overnight. They have been built up layer upon layer upon layer upon layer. So it's not going to go like that. It's going to take repetition to create that new pattern. So please give yourself grace as you move through this.
Amen.
You know, if you're in this space, this isn't an easy task. It's funny, we talk about falling off the wagon. There is no falling off the wagon. There's no failing. It's just more opportunities to learn, more opportunities to reinforce what it is we want. We grew up thinking our feelings didn't matter. Well, they do. And the first person they matter to is us. Janice grew up thinking she was unlovable, and everything around her validated that belief. I grew up feeling I was broken. Everything around me validated that belief. So if we're going to work to shift that belief, it has to start within us first. And Janice, a big thing I'm hearing is, yes, you still get overwhelmed in big social situations, and you have different tools to work with that. So you are a very different person now.
I said that to my brother. I said, I've gotten better.
And it's not, yes. I'm like, they struggle with the word better. You're becoming whole again. And it's not something that he has had the honor of witnessing. So when you are with him again, you just remember that old story is old. I am here, I am present, and he doesn't have to caretake you anymore.
And that doesn't mean I'm worthless.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. He served as your protector and helped you survive so that you could get to the point where you are empowered. You are the powerful one. You are the one you look to for safety now. And that's an amazing thing. When we are stopped seeking the external world to fill the voids of our internal world, and we learn to fill them ourselves, everything changes. Everything. Every relationship we're in, everything changes because we show up differently. And when we show up differently, it allows everybody around us to show up differently too.
Mm.
Small steps, big change, friends.
That's right.
Janice, do you have any parting thoughts for our listeners?
Oh, we said Cece. Thank you, ladies. So powerful. She sent us that message. Thank you, Cece.
Thank you.
Any messages? I think just everything's a process. It's not a goal. It's not past. It's not you're great or you're terrible. It's not black and white. We're in a process, and we are where we are. It's not right or wrong. It's just, that's what I try to hold on to.
Beautiful. Gave me goosebumps, Janice. All right. We want to thank everybody for joining us this week. Thank you for choosing to be here now with us. Please always remember,
you are not alone.
And don't ever forget, you are awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you, Silverio. Thank you, Janice.
Thanks, Judy. Thank you, everybody, for being here and sharing and being with us. Have a great week.